Welcome to City Beat. The focus of this program is to provide you with an inside look at city government and the services we provide to you. I'm your host, John Perlich, Director of Public Information for the City of Fort Wayne. On this episode, we'll visit with Mayor Sharon Tucker to discuss a variety of issues, including an update on city finances, continued investments along our riverfront, and we'll talk about the importance of neighborhood walks. Mayor, you took a proactive step recently with the configuration of the Senate Bill 1 Fiscal Task Force. Tell our viewers the significance of this task force and what we hope to accomplish moving forward.
Yeah, John, with the passage of the Senate Enroll Act number 1 now, which we refer to as SB 1, the city is expecting to see a grave deficit in revenue compared to years in the past. And so what we're doing is we've convened a task force to come together to be able to talk, look at places where we can both cut expenses and attract additional revenue to the city. We know that this year, in 2026, I should say, we will see a deficit that could be close to double digits or in double digits on a shortfall for the city's revenue. The conversation that we're having with this task force looks at the 2027 and 2028 years, recognizing that each year will have a progressive growth of lack of revenue coming to the city. So it's very important that we start these conversations now, so that we are not caught by surprise when we see the deficit that we're expecting in 2028.
Pat Roller, who serves as our city controller, is leading that task force. You're on it as well with some city council members, some business leaders, community leaders who have a lot of financial background. Describe for our residents why they can take comfort in this task force and that the best interests of the city are at heart here.
You know, we pulled together a dynamic team of people who really understand the impacts of SB 1, the revenue streams that work together, all of the sources of how the city has its income or its revenue, whether it is local income tax, whether it is will tax. We pulled together what I would like to say some of the smartest people in government financing so that we can take a proactive approach to making sure that we're doing all the things we need to do to keep our city growing. I like the numbers. I like to get into the weeds of the numbers. So while it is unusual that a sitting mayor would be on this council, I'm there because I want to have a full understanding of the impact, and I want to be able to add input to how we can move forward in keeping our city growing and make the adjustments that we need to have made. So we've got the best of the best that's sitting around the table to be able to strategically plan, create a path forward, include the vision that we have for our city and moving forward to do both grow our revenue and cut our expenses.
Mayor, I wanted to ask you about the importance of neighborhood walks. This year you walked in each councilmanic district, 6 of those total. We were in Avalon Place, Broad River, Beacon Woods, Countryside Estates, Lafayette Place, and also Lincoln Park 5 Points.
Right.
What did those walks mean to you, and what were some of the outcomes of those?
John, you know, I get the best joy of being able to go out into our community and talk to our residents and listen to their concerns. And during the listening, be able to hear one-on-one from our residents what they would like the city to be, how they would like their neighborhood to shape into a place that is welcoming for them, and the concerns that they have in terms of whether it's speeding, whether it's sidewalks that need to be repaired. We saw a lot of sidewalks that need work done to them, whether there's concern about crime, whether there's concern about trees that are hitting the power lines. We had a wide array of information shared with us while we were out. And I also appreciated the council members that were able to join me on those walks so that residents could see that government works well when we work together.
Well, it was so encouraging for me to see throughout these walks, Mayor Dan Baisden, who leads the Department of Neighborhoods, he helped us coordinate the walks. But we had a representative or several representatives from each of our major divisions and departments. What does that say about the city of Fort Wayne and their commitment to good government?
You know, it says a tremendous amount, because what many residents didn't realize when we were out on those walks, if someone brought up a concern, I would ask the representative from that department to come forward. We recorded what that concern was, and those individual team members then would go right out to try to help solve the concerns. Some we were able to address right away. Some take a little bit more time because we have to put together the funding package for whatever that concern would have been. But it also showed that, hey, we're serious about hearing the concerns, especially since most of our team members worked all day and then they are out walking with us in the evening for an additional hour and a half, which is time they would have had with their family members. And so it shows a tremendous commitment to the city and making sure that our city is firing on all cylinders. And I appreciate the staff, and I want to say thank you to our staff for sacrificing their family time to walk with me and to help make sure that the residents knew that their concerns for the city are our top priorities.
Mayor, when we talk to residents, we hear a lot about public safety, about neighborhood infrastructure on the public work side, also
Yes.
city utilities. Parks and Recreation always comes to the top as well. Recently, you were at Brewer Park. Not only did we dedicate the renovations there, but an art piece too as part of the I Am Allen program. A really neat day at Brewer Park.
Yes, that was fun as well. You know, we've had so many great things happening in our parks this year. But, you know, to be able to see Brewer Park come to completion or to a point where we were able to cut the ribbon was very exciting for the community. I have to say congratulations to Javier Mandragon and Raina Bradley, who kicked off the launch of imagining what Brewer Park could be, and it turned out wonderful. I think it turned out better than many expected, and to see the kids there having fun on the playground equipment already, it's dynamic. It is going to absolutely elevate the amenities that are available for the area of Mount Vernon Park there, and the surrounding community can now go to it and have fun on safe public equipment, playground equipment.
Mayor, what was so nice to see there, we had young children who were playing on the playground. We
Yeah.
have new basketball courts
Yeah.
where people can enjoy indoor pavilion. Over time, as the landscaping grows, there will be a lot of shade structures
Yeah.
there. What does it say about that comprehensive view that Parks and Recreation cares so much about the parks that they maintain?
You know, it speaks to the reason why we've won so many awards in our city, right? And All-America City, because of our outdoor spaces, because of our parks. And one of the things that I like the best is that we are creating a seamless city, a city where no matter what area you live in, southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest, that our parks have the same quality of amenities, that it provides the same offering, but yet different based on the fabric of that community. And so it's very important to be able to see the kids outside playing and having fun, because our Parks Department does care, and because they listen to the request of the neighborhood. They were able to deliver on the offerings that the neighborhood had asked for.
At this time, we're going to take a look at a video feature from a recent celebration ceremony to announce a new project at the Schaub Metal Products. It's in the 1200 block of North Harrison Street. We're going to have Mitchell's downtown and Flashbacks downtown, two new establishments for the heart of our city, and it's a continued effort for riverfront development.
Welcome. My name is Jonathan Weiss. I'm the Community Development Director for the City of Fort Wayne. Excited to be here today in partnership with Don Steininger, Todd Smith, and Mayor Tucker to announce the next steps in the revitalization of Schaub Riverfront Plaza. This is a site that Don, our team, and others had identified for several years as a tremendous opportunity for adaptive reuse once Riverfront Phase 2 was underway. Redevelopment had worked with the Headwaters Junction Group to acquire the space for Riverfront Phase 2 from the railroad. And as we began planning for the construction of this phase of public park space, which is currently underway right behind us, it was clearly going to become a conflict for the daily operations of the Schaub Metals folks that were in here operating previously with the use of storage sheds that used to sit along the riverfront. And like most projects, there were certainly some difficult moments early on, but I'm thankful that we found a great partner like Don Steininger and his team to redevelop this site, and that the Schaub Metals ownership family, who have been a family-owned business in Fort Wayne for over a century, that we were able to work with them and find a new location so that they could remain in business in the city at their new location on Wallace Street. So after we acquired the site, we entered into an agreement with Don to give his team a chance to develop a detailed concept for the site. And we were just blown away by the renderings and their focus on creating a great dining and entertainment experience here on the riverfront. You can see some of those renderings behind me today. We do have very high expectations for the site, but we can't wait to see the first tenants open their doors. Like I said, originally blown away by the renderings, but I think as you all will get a chance to see here today, if you didn't on your way in, the construction has really lived up to what we saw in the which was very exciting. I know the commercial space that we'll see here today is going to be a great complement to our riverfront park space, and developments like this one help us continue to build our as a safe, fun city. And with that in mind, I'd like to introduce Todd Smith, a local business owner, to speak a little bit more about the project. Todd?
Thank you all for coming in. For those of you that don't know me, I've been in the hospitality industry for about 40 plus years. It's a long list of them. I won't list them all. We don't have enough time. The ones that stand out, obviously, is Mitchell's right now, that is Southwest Fort Wayne. Originally was built out northeast by Pierre's, which burned down, but then I rebuilt the venue way out southwest. It's more of a mecca entertainment venue. The difference is what I'm doing down here is it's going to be sports, food, and drinks, and obviously entertainment will be the upstairs Flashbacks, which was my original club downtown Fort Wayne, which was open for 17 years prior to all the history of what's been going on the last 10 years. It's been 10 years since I personally have been downtown. I'm excited to bring Flashbacks back downtown to Fort Wayne. It was always fun. It was very female-driven, if I should say that. We cater to everybody. The difference is this club will be a 30 and older facility. I think it's something we're lacking, where adults want to be around a little bit older clientele. It'll be open early to mid 2026. Super excited to be part of what Don has done here. I think you'll like my vision once I'm done with it. It's going to be a pretty cool concept. Sorry, I'm so nervous. Not talked in front of so many people in so long. But no, super excited to be part of it. I'm really excited to be back downtown. I think you guys will enjoy what I bring to the table once we're done. And so I appreciate you guys all coming. Thank you.
Thank you, Todd. Looking forward to an explanation of the Jabberwockies behind us today, too. I'm not sure what those are, but I love them. Up next, would like to introduce Mayor Sharon Tucker. Mayor?
Thank you. I have made it a habit to spend time personally one-on-one with young adults that range from the age of 21 to 26 because I want to hear from them to find out how we are doing and as a city to be able to serve the community that they represent. And just Friday, I had lunch with a group of individuals who had shared with me, Mayor, we think the city is winning and that the city is doing great. One of the things that we noticed, though, is that there's no downtown sports bars for us to go to. And I said, well, hold on, because on Monday we have an announcement for you. And so I'm encouraged to see continued investments by the private sector along our riverfront, creating spaces and opportunities for our young adults and for our more mature adults like myself to be able to participate in things that will bring family-friendly, fun activities to our community. It is vital that the city of Fort Wayne not only support, but invest in opportunities to be fun and family-friendly because we welcome in others into our community. So having a project like this one that we're seeing cutting the ribbon today, partnering with Don, partnering with Tom, to be able to bring in, Todd, to be able to bring in activities where we can focus on entertainment downtown just strengthens our community. And I'm excited to see what this project will bring forward for our community, for the residents, for the businesses, and visitors of the city of Fort Wayne. Each time we create a space for the public to enjoy, we're enhancing the quality of life for all of our residents, providing opportunities for future growth and new ventures to be better positioned, putting ourselves in a better position for community involvement and for our future. So thank you to Todd Smith, thank you to Todd Steininger for seeing Fort Wayne as a place to make a private investment and be a partner with the City of Fort Wayne. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Our next speaker is Don Steininger, local developer. Please join me in welcoming Don.
Thank you, Jonathan. First of all, I want to thank Mayor. Obviously, Alec is here. Carl couldn't make it, but all the city staff that's been a big help, and it's been a big project. It's something I've never done. I mean, I've done a lot of development in 50 or 60 years. I've never taken on a 150-year-old building, and I'm not really sure that I knew what I was getting into. But anyhow, we're here. You know, I especially want to thank Mayor Tom Henry, who 3 years ago asked me if I would consider taking on this project and redeveloping it into repurpose. And, you know, my first reaction was, I thought, you know, Tom, I thought you were my friend. What do you do to your enemies? But nevertheless, I was honored that he would give me that responsibility. And it's turned out, I'm very pleased with it. And I think that it's going to be a great contributor to the city, to downtown, to Riverfront. And think about it, this is really the first development on the north side of the river. We will be the first restaurant here. So hopefully, and I do believe it's just the beginning, I think we're going to see development going both directions, and I'm happy to be a part of it. You know what, as I got involved with this project, I don't think I know I didn't realize what it was, but I was forced to come up with a budget. They said, well, you got to have a budget. I said, how am I going to have a budget? Okay, fine, I'll give you a budget. $6 million. Well, how long is it going to take? 2 years. Okay, fine. Well, that's how I started. Well, didn't make it on either front. You know, the 6 million turned into 8, and the 2 years turned into 3. But again, in the end, the important thing is we did everything right. I have 7 partners in this project, and every one of them are very, very community-oriented, and they have simply given me the free rein and said, just keep doing it, do it right, and do whatever it takes. Let's make sure it happens. So from the beginning, the demolition took the first 6 months, and since that time, if you can imagine, 2 elevators, 3 staircases, 5 restrooms, and 11 rooftop HVAC units. I've learned a lot, believe me. It's a huge project. But again, I'm very pleased with the outcome. So last, I want to just make a couple of comments about Todd. You know, I first met him, I thought he was a little crazy. I've been now working with him for 6 months, and I know he's a little crazy. So we really had a lot of fun coming up with this creation, and I know what it's going to do to downtown, and it's going to make a difference. It really is, and I'm happy to be a part of it. We all know that Todd's a great promoter, which obviously he is, but more importantly, he is an outstanding businessman in a tough business. Think about it. This is not an easy business. He's been at it a long time. He's made all the mistakes once, and I think he's learned from them, and he's really has done a great job. So I think he's going to be the leader. I've given him a new nickname. He is the P.T. Barnum of Fort Wayne, the entertainer. So with that, I simply will say thank you all for coming. Certainly make yourself at home. It's not a long way from being done, but certainly feel yourself to go around. One of the things I want to do is invite everybody when we're finished here to go upstairs, which is going to become the loft at Flashbacks, right? The roof, the loft, whatever, the rooftop at Flashbacks. So anyhow, the reason I think everybody should see that is you are really going to see from up there phase 2 of Riverfront that the public's never seen, because it's been developed. There's no view. There's no way you can see it other than from up there. So anxious to have the media go up there and take whatever shots you can, because I think that they are, I think they're iconic. I think they're really important. So thanks again for coming, and have a good day.
All right, so I told him I would show you guys the building, kind of like what my vision is a little bit, but not give you too much of it. But just so you know, the downstairs obviously is all Mitchell's. And then on the outside, as you can see, we have outside dining. And then upstairs we have, which will be the flashbacks part. I'm really kind of just thinking about some karaoke throughout the week at 5 o'clock, different things like that. Quick lunch, buffet, salad bar, in and out, workers downtown need to get back to work. So there's a lot of things I'm working on. We'll make some other announcements as we go. I'm really excited about the loft, the rooftop that we have. And once you go up there, you'll see, I'll kind of give you a vision of there. There's fire tables and other things we're going to do up there, entertainment. So love to show you guys the whole place. Just thought I'd give you that before anybody takes off. So if you want to see kind of what we're doing or what the vision is, thought I'd let you know. Thank you.
Yeah, so as Todd and Don said, the four of us will stick around and take a few questions if anybody has one-on-one questions for us, and then we'll let Don lead a group if anyone wants to take a full tour of the facility and check out upstairs. Want to say a few thank yous before we wrap up. Again, thank you to the Redevelopment Commission for their support of this project. City Council, I see Councilman Paddock. Councilman Paddock, thank you for your support. Alec Johnson, our redevelopment director, and all the redevelopment staff, thanks for all you guys do. This project and everything around it wouldn't be happening without you all, so thank you guys. Neighborhood leaders, I think I saw Judy, there's Judy, maybe Dan somewhere, there's Dan. Yeah, thank you both for your support. Again, the Schaub Metal Fabrication team, the family, Brian Depew that we worked with on the purchase. And then again, big thanks to Don and his team, to Todd and his team for their decision to invest in Fort Wayne, and of course the Deputy Mayor Bandemer and Mayor Tucker for their support of this project. Thank you all, have a great day. Okay, I'm good.
Mayor, was neat to see Schaub Metal Products building revitalized. We're going to have a lot of entertainment options for the public. More riverfront development, that's a good thing for our city.
It's a great thing for our city. In fact, being able to utilize our rivers and seeing them different than just flowing through our community, but actually having activity along the riverfronts has been very successful. In fact, it has kicked off a lot of the development that we're seeing in terms of retail and housing downtown. And building on that with the Schaub development is part of the plan that had been set forward. I remember being on council and voting for that property to see the renovation and relocating Schaub into a space that would be better for them. And being able to turn the dirt, if you would, on the project now to see it's moving into its final stages is also very encouraging. When I've talked to the 21-year-olds and to 40-year-old individuals in our community, one of the things that I had heard from them is the request for more nightlife downtown, additional entertainment options for individuals downtown. And when visitors come into the city, that's one of the requests that they had as well. They love our city. They love the things that we have going on within the city of Fort Wayne and especially downtown. And they were interested in some additional nightlife opportunities. And so partnering with Don Steininger to be able to answer that request for both our citizens and our visitors to the city of Fort Wayne has been very entertaining and very fun. And I look forward to seeing the growth of his project there.
Mayor, public-private partnerships continue to succeed. Don Steininger's project is one example. Another, the Tippmann Group, building a new corporate headquarters right here in Fort Wayne at Clinton and Wallen. You were at that groundbreaking 42-acre site, 47,000 square feet, one of the largest companies in the country right here in our city.
And you said the magic words, here in our city. And they decided to make this tremendous investment in our city to stay home and continue calling Fort Wayne home. And one thing we know that when you have great companies like the Tippmann Group, that people are trying to attract them away from the city of Fort Wayne all the time. And I am so thankful that the Tippmann Group has decided to continue to call Fort Wayne home, continue to invest in our community, and continue to keep their headquarters right here where they started their company. I'm honored that they continue to see value in investing in our city.
Mayor, housing continues to be a leading priority for you. You recently were at the groundbreaking for Phase 2 of Roosevelt Reserves. That project is going so well. Talk about how encouraged you are about that development.
You know, we need housing. We need all levels of housing, both affordable, mid-range, and high dollar houses where individuals will be able to live within the city of Fort Wayne. Phase 2 of Roosevelt Reserves was kicked off. It's the first phase is a wonderful investment into a community that hadn't seen that type of investment in over 50 years, I believe, John. And now to see phase 2 underway, under development, just shows how important Fort Wayne is to not just the residents that are here, but to the businesses and to the developers, and that they want to invest in our city. And as we look at the impacts of SB1 and look to how we can grow the revenue for our city, we want to be able to attract additional projects within the city's limits or within the city's boundaries so that we can continue growing. So it's important that we support housing initiatives like Roosevelt Reserves, so that we can continue having residents that live within the city limits.
So that development, for residents who may not be familiar, is at Hessen Castle and Tillman Roads. When it's ultimately completed, 131 lots total.
Right.
Mayor, in addition to those types of homes, you also are looking at other options where we would have a more diverse offering of housing. Tell us about that.
Yeah, you know, we talk about affordable housing, and we talk about small communities, and we're looking at how we can bring on small communities so that we can have a variety of offerings. Not everyone wants to live in a 2,000 square foot home, and not everyone wants to live in a 4,000 square foot home. Some people want to live in apartments, so we are supporting apartment housing or apartment units to come online, additional units. We're supporting affordable housing units to come online, and we continue to seek developers who want to be able to do infield housing, which means it's just one house here and there on our lots of love. So we are looking at ways that we can grow our city, that we can answer the concern that we have for a deficit in housing. Day to day, we constantly are talking about how can we bring on additional housing units. And most recently, City Council passed the zero lot lines, which will give us an opportunity to bring in different varieties of housing, including row housing.
Mayor, your Mayor's Youth Engagement Council for 2025-26 has now started for the fall season, and they are going to host a youth violence prevention forum. At the time of this taping, it'll be coming up soon on September 27th.
Right.
Why is that event so important, and what do we hope to accomplish from that session?
The event is important because it gives our young people a platform to speak. It's going to be ran by our Mayor's Youth Engagement Council. It's the individuals that they have asked to be on the panel. They have chosen the location, they have chosen the platform and the program design, and they've even formulated the questions that they want to ask. We have given them the ability to have free reign in how this program should move forward so that they can hear the voices of their peers. And then adults can sit in the room and listen and learn from our young community as to what things they believe are important to them and how to reduce youth violence. And the reason that we want to do this is because as adults, we all have our beliefs on what young people are going through and the challenges that they are faced with. But this will give them a platform to come to the table and allow us to listen and hear, and hopes to be able to take that information back and make the appropriate adjustments in our plans toward reducing youth violence.
So again, that event will be on September 27th at the Fullinger Theater. Doors will open at 4. The event will start at 5:15, and we encourage everyone to attend.
Yes.
Mayor, thanks so much for the updates, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching City Beat. If you would like to learn more about the City of Fort Wayne, please visit us online at cityoffortwayne.org. And we're also active on a number of social media platforms, including Facebook, X, and Instagram. I'm your host, John Perlich, Director of Public Information for the City of Fort Wayne, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next time.